Well, hello there. Welcome to Rusty's Sudoku stream. Not a late night edition. We have two puzzles today. Puzzle number 342 and puzzle number 348 from the SudokuStore's medium difficulty collection of 1,000 puzzles. And let's get this loaded up. I will pause for a couple of moments after I get the puzzle loaded. You should be able to grab a screen capture or possibly figure out how to load the game into your own solver, or just capture all the digits. You can try capturing them as I'm entering them here if you want to, and do it on paper. Doing it on paper is a absolutely legitimate method of solving Sudoku puzzles. I have found that the way that I play, being able to backtrack ends up being very, very useful. All right, here we are waiting. Oh, I got something I need to get started, don't I? One moment. Okay, that should now be showing a updated current clock. Let's take a look. There we go. UTC and Central Daylight Time. Just in case you're not in Central Daylight and you need to try to figure out what that means locally, presume it's going to be easier for you to work from UTC clock. All right, that should be long enough. Let's see if I can solve this. All right, we got two things to fill in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got a 6 going in here and a 9 there. That's going to be the fastest solve portion of it, I think. All right, what else? Well, we got a 1 here. That means one of these two is going to be a 1. Nothing useful with that there, or here, or a period. 2. One of these is going to be a 2. This blocks that. This one here, and these two block everything else up here. That means we've got, let's see, one of these two is going to be a 2. I've got 4 possibilities here. Actually I don't. This one's going to be a 2. This one here can't be because of this. And neither of these can be because of this one and this one. So the only space in the row that can be a 2 is that one there. All right. We got a 3 going here. Does that help anything else? Well, actually it does. This is going to be a 2 here. One of those two is going to be a 2. Got 4 possibilities here, but that helps a little bit. All right. One of these 2 is going to be a 3. And let's see. That's going to be a 3. This is blocking this one, and this is blocking these. So this one's going to be a 3 because this is blocking this one. We got a 3 coming in here, and a 3 coming in here. This is not a 3. And I think that solves all the 3s. 4s, we've got 3 or 4 possibilities here, 3 here, 3 over here, 4 here, 4 here. So not a lot I can do with 4s at this point. Got this 5 here. Looks like I've got 2 others. One of them, or 3 others. So one of these 2 is going to be a 5. And one of these 2 is going to be a 5. Possibly 4 different possibilities here. One of these 2 is going to be a 5. And I've got 3 possibilities here. So onward, 6s. So one of these 3 is going to be a 6. We've got 6s up here, or 6 there. We got 4 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. And 3 possibilities here. So that's going to be it for 6s. This one's going to be a 7. I've got 2 possibilities for a 7 there. I've got 2 possibilities for a 7 here. Over here I've got 3 possibilities. Up here I've got 3 possibilities. And that's going to do it for 7s at this point. 8s. And it looks like this is blocked. These 2 are blocked, so one of these 2 is going to be an 8. And I've got 3 possibilities, 2 possibilities. One of these 2 will be an 8, because an 8 has to go in one of these 2. Not that one, though. So it's this one. And we've got 2 possibilities for an 8 here. 3 possibilities here. Nope. A possibility here. 8. So not an 8. 8. And that looks like it's about as far as I can get with the 8s. So one of these 2 is going to be a 9. I've got 3 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. So let's go back and look at the 1s. And we got a pair of 1s here. 3 possibilities here. 3 here. 2 possibilities here. Okay. Wide open here at the moment, and here. And pretty much wide open here. 2. Let's see, we've got these 2 marked. These 2 marked. But really what we've got left are 4 possibilities here. So I can't do very much with those at this point. 3s are all solved. 4s. Did we get any better results here? This might be a 4. But not, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I don't see a 7 out there blocking or helping us with this. So, and then 8 and 9 are up there. So that's not going to do me the good I was looking for. How about down here? Well, actually, we get 3s, 4s, 3 possibilities. Oh, 3 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here. That's not one. So we've got one of these 2 is going to be a 4. I don't have a third one here, so unfortunately it doesn't help down here other than what I've got so far. 4. How about 5s? Nope, that's not going to help me with 5s. 6s. One of these 2 is going to be a 6. Which means one of these 2 is going to be a 6. One of these 2 is going to be a 6. And I've got 3 possibilities here. This is going to be a 6. That changes this from 3 to 2. And that looks like I've got all the 6s earmarked now. All right. Down to 2 possibilities for a 7 here. Means that's not, that is. That is as well. This is now a 5. Got an 8 going in here, a 9 and a 1. And that makes this a 4. Not an 8, not a 7. So that's going to be 8, 7, and 2. And down over here we've got a 4 and a 9. And that's going to be the 9. This is going to be our 4. Over here we end up with a 7 coming into the spot. So not a 7 here. That's a 7. That's a 2. This is not a 5. That's the 5. Okay, and we've got, let's see. That's going to be a 1 as a result. Pair of 1s here. 3 possibilities for 1 here. This one's going to be a 1. So we're now down to 2 possibilities for a 1 there. And these 2 become the possibilities here. And we're not going to clean up this yet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So one of these is going to be a 4. Let's go ahead and mark all 3 of them. One of these 2 is going to be a 4. And that takes care of both of those squares. This one looks like I might have a fill here. We got 1s, 4s, 6s, and that means I've got a 5 that gets dropped in there. All right, so now I've got 2 possible 5s here. And let's see. That could still be a 4, so let's go ahead and tag the possible 4s there and down here. We got a 1, 2, 3, those 3 4s, pair of 5s, pair of 6s, 7, 8, and 9. So that's fully escaped out. One of these 2 is going to be a 9. Not an 8. Not a 9 there. That's because this one's a 9. So we now have 9s in a couple of places to clean up. Not a 9 there. This becomes a 4, 5, 6, and 1. Oop, that's not necessarily right. So let's back that out. I still think that's going to be, okay, well, I do believe that's going to be our 9. I'm going to mark it as a 9, knowing that that's going to cause issues potentially later. Can't be a 1 there, so one of these 2 is a 1. Oh, this could be a 1. Not a 9 there, that becomes a 9. And this would become a 4. So not a 4, not a 4. Not a 4, not a 4. That becomes a 4 here. 1 here, 5. Oh, we got an issue there, don't we? Well, we've got the 1, 6 here. 4, 6 here. This is potentially a 4. 5, 6, 1, 6, 4, 1. All right, what am I missing here? 1, 5, not a 1. 5. So this is going to be a 2. 12 minutes. 25 seconds for the first puzzle. Give me a moment to make a journal note on that. Cleaning up a couple of entries so I can do the next two, or the next puzzle. All right, we're going to play again. And this time I'm going to load up puzzle 348. And let's see how that does. 5, 1, 8, 7, 4, 7, 8, 2, 5, 7, 4, 9, 3, 2, 8, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 7, 5, 8, 7, 9, 3, 5, 6. Again, we'll give the 30 seconds to a minute of pause here. Let you, if you wish, extract this, pause the stream, see if you can solve it, see how long it takes to solve. Yeah, I've got 3 different feeds up there on the screen. I need to resize or go through those one of these days and resize them to fit so that they all kind of hide behind each other and only the active one is on top. Okay, that's 30 seconds. We'll give it a little bit more time. And I'm doing my best to not be looking at the puzzle right now, as that might give me an edge as far as working to solve it. All right, that's a good time to start. Let me make sure that puzzle thinks it's solvable. It does. Okay, so we got a 9 here, here. That makes this a 9. Let's see. One of these is going to be a 6. A 1 here. 2. This one or this one will be a 3. You can mark those. And we've got 3 possibilities for 4, 5. 4 possibilities for 6, 7, and 8. So solve of a 9 and a pair of 3s is what we get. One of these two is going to be a 1. 2, 2. One of these. This one's going to be a 2. One of these two is now going to be a 3. I've got 3 possibilities here, so we'll leave that alone. I've got 3 possibilities for 4 here, 4 possibilities here, and all of them are possible here. 5. One of these two is going to be a 5. Over here, we got one of these two is going to be a 5. Back to here, no hints on 6s except here. One of those 3 are going to be a 6. 9 not enough to mark. Up here are all kind of wide open, and nothing useful here either. 7s. One of these two is going to be a 7. That does actually help more than a lot of people realize, because that locks 5 and 7 out of any of these. We've got a 1 and 2 locked out, so all we've got left are 3 possibilities for 4 and 3. 5 possibilities for 6, and 4 possibilities for 8, 3 for 9. Well, we'll come back to that. Actually, I've got an 8 coming in here. I just noticed this one here, and this one says it has to be here in that column. This one and this one says it has to be in this row. So there it is. Still have too many possibilities there. However, we do know one of these two is going to be an 8, and now we are down to 2 possibilities for an 8 here. All right, that actually makes things look a lot better. One of these two is going to be an 8. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with here yet, because that's just nothing is coming together there. So 3 possibilities for a 9 there. 5 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, 3 here. All right, back to 1s. Anything we can do with 1s yet? Just those 2 1s, and possibly a whole bunch here. 3 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, and all 5 are options here. 2s. So one of these two is going to be a 2. That makes this into a 2. I've got 2 possibilities for a 2 here. Not going to be a possibility there, and I've got 3 possibilities for a 2 here. All right, 3s. One of these two is going to be a 3. I've got 3 possibilities up here. 3 possibilities here. 4 one of these two is going to be a 3. Because it can't be here because one of these two has to be a 3. That means I've got a 3 here, which makes this into a 3. That's not a 3. And that's not really helping me as much as I'd like. One of these 3 is still going to be a 3. All right. One of these 3 will be a 4. Got a 3 put of it here as well. Got 3 put of 4s here and here. And everything open here. 3 possibilities here. All right, 5s. One of these two is going to be a 5. Down here, this one will be a 5, so that's not, that is. Think that gives, nope, doesn't give us a 5 everywhere, but we've got them all earmarked at this point now. How about 6s? Still get 3 possibilities for a 6 there, 4 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, 5 possibilities here, 4 here, 3 here. 7s, okay, we got 2 possibilities for a 7 here, 5 possibilities there. One of these 2 is a 4. One of these 3 is a 7. One of these 3 is a 7. Looks like that's about all we can do at this point. How about 8s? Nothing really changed there. All right, let's completely fill in the surpluses here. So, for example, we got 3 possibilities for a 9 here. 1, 2. We got the 2 3s marked. We've got 3 possibilities for 4 here. 5. That means this is going to be a 6. So not a 6. One of these three will be a 6. One of these three will be a 6. However, one of these two is going to be a 1. Makes this into a 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 3 possibilities for a 6. 7, 8. 3 possibilities for a 9. 1, 2, 3. 3 possibilities for a 4, 5, and 3 possibilities for a 6. 7, 8, and we get a 1 and a 2. So 3 possibilities for 3 here. 4s, 5s. Nope, not a 5 there. Oh, 5s here. 6s. All over the place. 7s, we've got marked, you're earmarked. 8s, we've got those 2. 9s, so we've got 3 possibilities for a 9 here. That means that these 6s are not going to be here. They're going to be up here, 8, 6. All right, over here, we've got a bunch of possibilities for 1, 2, 3. Bunch of possibilities for 4, looks like 3 of them. A 5. Everything's open for 6s. Three possibilities for 7. Got an 8 already. And 3 or 4 possibilities for 9. Over here, we've got not a possibility for 1. We get 3 possibilities for 1. Pair for 2, pair for 3, 4 given, pair for 5. So we're looking at 6s. We've got 5 of those. 7s, we've got 5 of those. 8s, we've got 2 of those. And 9 is a given. All right, down here we've got 4 possibilities for 1. 3 possibilities for 2. Given for 3. 3 possibilities for 4. 5, 6. Pair of 7s already marked. Pair of 8s already marked. And pair of 9s. Nope, that one's not going to be a 9. Why? Oh, we got a 9 already. All right. So, over here, get a wild bunch of 1s in the square. We get a pair of 2s, a 3, 3 4s, a 5 already given or found. 4 possibilities for a 6. You've got a 7 already and an 8. And that means we've got 9s filling the rest of or 3 of these. And 1s, 2, 3, and a bunch of possibilities for 4, 5. Here we get 2 possibilities for 6, a 7, 4 possibilities for 8, and 3 possibilities for 9. Okay, not an 8 here. That's not going to be a 9. Let's do a quick run through. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means this is matched up with the 4. That becomes a 9. Not a 9, not a 9. Okay. 7, 5 pair there. 8, 6, so not a 6 here or here. Also not an 8, but those were already determined or recognized. Eight, 6, 8, 6. 9 here. Not a 9, not a 9. Not a 9. 4, 3, 4, 3. Doesn't affect anything there. Ah, here we go. This is now a 6. Not a 6. 4, 3 there. Not a 6, not a 6. Not a 6. Not a 9. Not a 4. Okay. We got a standalone 3 here. Is that valid? 1, 2. What are you looking for? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So yes, this is a 3. So not a 3. 7, 6 pair says this is not a 7 or a 6. Not a 3. That makes one of these two a 3. Don't know which yet. Those 6 in the group says you can't be a 7, you can't be a 6, you can't be a 7, neither can you for 7 or 6. That makes you an 8, not an 8 here. 4, 6, 4, 6, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 9, 1, 9, 1. Not an 8 there. That makes this one into an 8. 6 down here, 1 here. That makes this a 2. Not a 2. This is a 4, 7, 1, and 8. 1, 2. Clean up. 4. So not a 1. 9, 6 pair now. 3 here. 6, 4. That makes you a 6, you a 7, you a 1. 5 and 2. 9 here, not a 9. 4 here. 9 there. Neither 4 nor 1, not a 9. That's 6, 7, 1. 6, 8, 7, 5. 4, 3 pair. 4, 3, 4, 3. 6, 9, 1. Oh, not a 1. 1, 9. All right, that took us an even 16 minutes. I want to say thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time. Watched me fall drowsily asleep or something. And we will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care. Stay out of trouble. Or don't get caught.